I'm going to take you on a tour of the Greenbelt so that you can see the work that's been done lately, and for some of you, see the work that's been done all together for the first time. I'll start off in a not such a good place, depending on how you define good, but this is the trash area, or one of the trash areas. I think I'm going to go down to the bottom first. So I'm walking down the hill. These burlap bags were placed by the city workers last year, and it keeps it from being slippery in the rain. Luckily, there's no rain right now. So this first area I'm going to show you is the south foundation planting area. It has 3 of the trees, no, I guess 2 trees that we planted at the October 2nd work party, and then new shrubs and ground covers. To the west of that is the job box where the city gives us tools that we can keep all the time. And next to them are tools that we were given for a really big work party we just had. Inside the foundation are piles of blackberry roots and morning glory vines and ivy that we've taken and put it in here to dry out. Then it will all be spread, and we will build up the dirt in this foundation and plant on top of it. Going to the east, we have the dogwood area. Actually, behind it is a whole lot of dogwood. But this is the dogwood planting zone. It's not that we're planting dogwood here. There's some right in the middle that's come up as volunteers. But this is a wet zone and has plants and shrubs and ground covers that will do okay in wet areas. Or at least we hope they will. This might actually be considered more moist than wet. It's not wetlands. I am going now towards the area we call the fern area. And all of this was under blackberries, and there were only tiny shreds of fern available or visible when we first found it. And now they're alive and well. There are many, many plants in here as well. And going down to the horsetail area. We did not plant horsetails, but this will have a lot of horsetails coming up in the spring. And it is also a wet/moist area, so we've planted plants that are suitable for that kind of terrain. All these blue tags that you see show that we planted or show new plants, and they change the color every year, so we'll know which plants we planted when. So I'm walking down into the lot, north part of the lot. We have blue flags set out that show a path out, so we can have one main path rather than using a whole lot of them. This is called the North Vine Maple area. We have 5 vine maple trees planted in here, plus a lot of red currants and a whole lot of other things. They plant fairly dense in these fields because there's no water in the summer and there's a fairly high number of them don't survive. Of course, we think ours are going to survive just fine, but that remains to be seen. This is a hazelnut tree that's marked more carefully than the others because there's no leaves on it. I'm going to go out of the lot for a minute to show you. I'm talking and walking at the same time. To show you the slope against this North Maple area. Okay, so I'm out on the Hanford Stairs now. And we planted trailing blackberry here, and then also put branches and also burlap to help hold the land together and prevent erosion. There's also some ferns. There's trailing blackberries to about there. Okay, going back down, because there's a couple more I want you to see. Walking uphill now. This area is called the orange huckleberry area, and we've planted orange huckleberry vines that will go 20 feet up in the trees. So we have a whole grove of maple trees here, and we've planted them around that. Going up. Walking and not talking at the moment. This is a bumblebee home in the summer. And the cedar we planted at the October 22nd work party. And this is called the West Vine Maple area. And it also has 5 vine maples and 7 red currants and other shrubs and ground covers. Still walking up. Students that worked on November the 11th uncovered this garbage. We knew it was there and people had worked on it for months, but this group got it out. I'm hoping that the city will take it when they take the trash. I think they can just carry it out straight from here to the stairs, so it shouldn't be too bad. There's a fair amount of tall Oregon grape, which is what this is, and also small Oregon grape, although that's not up here. These are fringe cup. I think that's red huckleberry. That's one of the vine maples. I've learned so much about plants that I never knew before, which I knew about nothing before. And this is, we call it the lower hemlock area because it has a bunch of hemlock trees in it, as well as many other things. This is the upper view of our rack zone where we keep the blackberry roots to dry. And the area to the left of that used to be the storage area for the trees that we had. Now I'm using it for buckets and other storage things. And here are two trees that have been growing for about 10 years, I understand. They apparently were planted by earth core. I talked to some people that did it at a gathering yesterday. This is a fringe cup plant that showed up under all the blackberries last year, and it managed to survive the summer and is doing great, even though it's winter, or practically winter. This shows you what ivy roots can look like. They can also be 2 or 3 times that thick. This tree's been, there's dead ivy roots up there, or vines up there. What we do is we cut them at the bottom, and then we cut them at shoulder length and take it off, and then the rest of it dies. This is the upper hemlock area. Again, named for the trees, but there's many things planted here. There's some salmonberry. And some kinnikinick. There were some places where we had too many plants for the place, so we also ended up having a new planting area that we developed on the spot practically, although it had been cleared, for all the plants that were left over. And I'll end this tour with showing you the pots for all of the plants we've planted on Wednesday and also on October 22nd at the tree planting area. The city will pick them up and reuse them as well, but I think it's pretty impressive. So that's it for now.